News that we are breaking to you. Centre has once again opposed petitions on validation of same-sex marriage in Delhi High Court. Centre has asserted that Indian family recognizes a union only between a biological man and a biological woman. The Centre has sought dismissal of the pleas and the matter is now adjourned to the 20th of April. Meenakshi Banja joining us with more. Meenakshi?
For our viewers at this point in time, remember we at Mirror Now had broken the government's position first time in September 2020. However, this is the first time a written document which is articulating the position of the government has been accessed by Mirror Now. This has been submitted as a counter affidavit in the ongoing matter at the Delhi High Court, where the government of India is asserting before the High Court as to how the Indian family system and the lawmakers' intention recognizes only a union between a biological man and a biological woman. Government of India also goes on to state as to how decriminalising same-sex relationship, consensual same-sex relationship was one thing. However, granting marriage rights is a complete no-no. Furthermore, the government is also stating in this counter affidavit as to how same-sex marriage is against societal morality, which is based on Indian ethos. Government is furthermore reiterating as to how the Western decisions are without any basis in Indian constitutional law jurisprudence, and therefore the courts should disregard what is happening in the West, but it should be more focused on the family system and what the government is terming as Indian ethos in the context of the government declining to put its might behind granting same-sex couples marriage rights here in India.
Yes, Meenakshi, for sake of our viewers, if you can also give us clarity that prior to this, same-sex relationships were decriminalized. So obviously there was a lot of hope within the LGBTQ community that the next step would be to legalize same-sex marriage. However, that is not what has happened. If you can throw some light on how this has been a long and arduous battle for the LGBTQ community.
Well, that is right. This is something which is a path fraught with obstacles. The LGBT community in India is very well aware of how this is going to be a long-winded, perhaps, litigation and a battle for civil rights as far as India goes. Government clearly telling the Delhi High Court that decriminalizing was one matter. Decriminalizing of same-sex consensual love essentially meant that it came within the realm of the privacy judgment which was delivered by a superior strength bench composition of the Supreme Court on an earlier occasion, which made the earlier Supreme Court judgment on decriminalizing of Section 377 as far as same-sex relations go as untenable. And therefore, the Supreme Court had gone ahead and decriminalized consensual same-sex relations in India. The government of India, that point in time before the Supreme Court, had left it to the wisdom of the Supreme Court to proceed as it deemed appropriate. Government had neither opposed it nor had it favored it. Government of India, for decriminalizing of same-sex relations, had told the Supreme Court that it is leaving it to the wisdom of the Supreme Court. However, taking it a step forward, like you rightly mentioned, would be then granting civil rights to the LGBTQ community in India. And that matter, as we speak, is pending in the Delhi High Court. Of course, it's now been adjourned for a further hearing in April. But today, the counter affidavit is the first official written articulated position of the government of India, which is clearly stating that decriminalizing was one thing. However, granting marriage rights is a big no, because it is against cultural ethos. It is against a plethora of laws that have already been framed, keeping the family structure in mind, and it is against the societal morality of this country at large.
Right. Meenakshi, thank you so much for joining us and giving us clarity on this particular decision.